Warning, warning, the images depicted in this thumbnail may not be a true and accurate representation of the contents of this upload.
Hello YouTube, we are back for another exciting installment in relations to Jeremy's Detective Comics. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. If you like my content, please hit that sub button, like, and hype. That's a new feature on YouTube that gets smaller channels out there. So what we have here are the back covers of the cover itself. They're in two different pieces. As you were aware, or as you are aware, last upload I combined two pulps, my white pulp and tan pulp, because I wasn't digging the color of the white that was formed for the cover. That is the color. So I combined two different pulps, and this is the pulp that came as a result of combining the two pulps. So I have to say that I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty good with this color. And this is going to be a short upload because I'm dealing with a back and front cover that are from two different books and have two varying colors of white/tan. But I think this is going to blend up nicely because we are only doing the spine of the cover, bringing them both together to marry them. I think it's going to come up. And this is going to lighten up a little bit more because I have to deacidify it with the calcium carbonate so it will draw out some of the impurities and match them a little bit better. So what I want to show you in this upload, though, is how I measure the width of the covers when there is a complete spine split. And you have to measure it because if you guess and you're short, you're going to be wasting your time. So you want to try to make it as accurate as possible. And what I use is a tailor or cloth ruler, just like this. This is what I use to measure, and what I use and how I do it is I actually measure the length of the folded interior. Now I have the interior of the book all cozied up between my shelving units in the bookbinding press or Big Bertha or copy press, but we can use this by way of example, the Walt Disney and Comics book that I'm holding. And let's just assume that this is right here, the interior without the cover. So what I'll do is I will take the tailor or the cloth ruler and I will hold it to the edge of one side or the front side, and we're just going to wrap it around and we're going to measure it just like that. And that looks like it's 37 approximate centimeters. Okay, so that would be the interior of the book. And that is the length that we want to make the leaf casted covers when we put it together. Give or take, you have to add a little bit more because if we don't, when it's rounded, you lose some of the length. And that's why you just can't measure the length of an interior page if it's flat, because once you add another page, another page, another page, it's going to increase the length when you fold or round the cover around the spine, and you don't want to get caught. And I've done it in the past before where I just measured the width using a regular straight edge ruler, and then when I leaf casted the interior, bam, I messed up. Okay, so I already measured the interior of the Detective Comics number 33, and I believe it was around, I made a mark on it, 50.5 or so, and I'm going to measure it again. But also what I want to do before I leaf cast is I want to make sure that my measurement is accurate. And the way I'm going to make sure that the measurement is accurate is I'm going to take a piece of Bristol paper and I am going to use the measurement in centimeters that I obtained by going and measuring it with the tailor's ruler or the cloth ruler. And I'm going to make a mock cover with just regular Bristol paper. I'm going to round the spine and I'm going to see if my measurement is accurate, and I'm going to put it over the interior of the book. It's like when you do carpentry, you want to measure twice, cut once, and that's what I want to do in relation to the leaf casting of this interior, because I do not want to put this interior, especially the front cover, in water a lot of times. I want to try to minimize the amount of water that is touching the front cover, and we're going to explain in the future next upload how I'm going to minimize the amount of water. Or I'll tell you now, we're going to use humidity in a humidity chamber, and we're going to let the water slowly absorb into the cover, and then hopefully if I just put it in the water quickly, then press it and leaf cast it, it will not be in the water for a long time, because I want to minimize the amount of bleeding with the red in front of the cover, because the red is notorious to bleed through, and I want to try to prevent that as much as possible. So another thing that I want to show you, and we're going to change the vantage of the camera right now. Oh, and by the way, I was away for the last week. I was in Disney, had a great time. If you see my shorts, and that's why I haven't also been putting out a lot of content. But we're back and we're going to get this book finished. But let me show you something else, how I figured this color and how I adjust it with the pulp, and a new tool, which is not new, it's an older tool, but it's a tool I haven't shown very often or lately, how I apply it to leaf casting pulp. So hang out 1 second. Okay, guys, what do we got here? What we have here is my digital microscope. Now, I have used this in the past, and I've showed you how I've used it to detect color touch and things of that nature. But I also want to show you how you can use it in order to find the proper color that you need for the leaf casting. So right here, what I have is the cover I have put down, and I'm going to adjust it, and hopefully the camera is showing. And there it is. There is the paper of the cover. And let me see if it's actually filming. Give me a second. Okay, that's better. So there's the color of the front cover under the digital microscope. And the importance that I'm trying to determine is the foundational fibers of the color. And right there, you see there's a little reddish tint. And if I can point to it with my finger, and hopefully it's coming up on the filming, so there's a little reddish tint right there, okay? And I can move it around, and I see reddish tints in the white fiber. So, or the white paper, I take that back. So I just moved it away, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the pulp that I made. And the pulp that I made also, and I hope the camera is picking it up, has the same red fibers, and that was a result of me adding the brown paper pulp that I created into the white paper pulp. And I also included in the brown paper pulp right here, this is pulp from construction paper and has the red construction paper, and that was added into the brown paper pulp. So that is reflecting nicely on the paper pulp that I created for the interior spine. So this Tom Love digital microscope is a really nice tool. And if you're going to be doing this type of work, I would definitely pick it up because you can use it for many applications to help you in your conservation endeavor. And what I'll do is I will try to leave a link for the Tom Love digital microscope that I have in the description if I get around to it. So there's your paper pulp. And then right here, I'm going to put, here is your cover. And you can see there's a lot of similar base fibers in the cover as compared to the paper pulp. Excuse me. The paper pulp that I made has a lot more base, but with the brown little fibers inside, but I think it's going to blend up nicely, and I think it's going to create a nice blending job. Now this is the back cover. This is the back cover right here. Now you can see the back cover really matches up very well with the leaf casting that I created. So this is the back cover. That's the leaf casting, okay? And you can see that there is similar textures and colors and fibers, so this is going to blend up nicely in my opinion. So that's it, guys. I'm going to end this upload. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully next upload we will get going with the leaf casting. Appreciate your support and stay tuned.